Hello Geminis, welcome to your July monthly reading. I'm going to start with one deck just to look back at June. We saw that there was some kind of energy drain on the body, pretty significant. I was calling it the big energy drain last month, so maybe we'll do a check-in on your progress there. Also, there was maybe a heads up that something unexpected would happen, so maybe we'll see if that happened. And then we're going to use the cards and charms to look ahead at July. So time stamped below if you want to skip ahead. And those of you who want to join in and watch the process of the cards and the charms, welcome. So let's see, Geminis, your energy drain. Is that over with? Is it still in progress? What's going on there? How are you feeling? And it could have been a physical illness we saw, physical ailment draining on your system, or it could have just been somebody's energy, right? Wrong person, wrong place, environment, draining on you. Okay, now let's look at July. What's up ahead for Geminis in July? Let's see what's going on here. Kind of excitement, news is maybe coming in for you. What's kind of going on here? You know what's interesting? Similar to Aries that I just read at the beginning of their reading too. My dog gave me very direct eye contact, staring with me. He usually doesn't. He just kind of takes the nap for the hour or so that I'm reading. But he made a point of like catching my attention and staring at me. Oop, that one definitely wants to stay out. So, you know, sharing that with you for whatever reason. You know, maybe you're catching yourself looking in the mirror, just staring at yourself. Or maybe you're catching other people or similar thing. You're catching pets staring at you. I don't know what this is. Or it could be just the angel energies kind of looking at you, right? Your soul energies in this reading, which means if you're distracted right now, maybe they're trying to call your attention. Like, listen up. This is going to be an important reading for you. We'll see. Okay. And you may be able to hear, but the clouds just finally burst today. So the rain's coming down pretty heavy just now. Well, we got some repeating decisions here. With the paw prints, they want you to stop making a repeating decision or repetitive behavior. Kind of cut that out. Lots of charms here for Geminis, much more than all other signs so far. Still feel a bit of movement. Nope, it stopped. Okay. Get those out of the way. I'm just going to adjust these up. Just helps me tune in. Kind of get a general sense here of the storyline for July for you. Oh, we got some emotional kind of head and heart battle going on. And then we've got peace and forgiveness down here with regards to the environment. And some socialization. Okay. People. All right. We're going to start with looking back at June. So like I said, we're going to look on that energy drain. We'll look at that. We see it still kind of spilling out of you here in June, right? Something has your throat, your chest area, your lungs here. You know, it makes me feel like, for whatever reason, like a thick smoke or a black tar, you know, a thick liquid. Impurities in sort of that area right now. So maybe you're in June, you were battling that virus, right? Maybe that was the energy drain. Sort of an impurity here in the body or energetically, right? It's coming from the heart. So coming back to, you know, if a relationship or an emotional space was bothering you, it's also sort of the negative thinking, the negative thoughts about them, the negative memories, all the pain, all the hurt, right? kind of grieving and going through all that. So we have no in terms of, is this energy drain kind of over? Because I was asking for the progress here, and the angels' hands are still pouring like the cleanse, right? I'll just put that card down for a second, right? Like they're trying to cleanse this purity here, kind of replace it, to go to kind of like a blood transfusion kind of analogy, right? You pump it out and you get the fresh, non-contaminated, or this could be the IV, right? We get the IV drip to deliver the medicine, the nourishment. It's also just emotional healing with the greens and the blues. The angels are focused in on this. The angels are, but you seem to just be focused in on maybe the sensation of pain here. But the healing seems to have been throughout the whole month. I don't think you felt recovered. So when you get to this video, you still may not feel recovered, like I said, either physically or emotionally here. So last month, you were putting a lot of trust in the universe. There may have been a lot of wishful thinking, a lot of praying, maybe even just moments of quietness and conversation with, angels, loved ones on the other side, even with yourself. If you're kind of thinking back through experiences or, the emotional healing, right? The grieving here. So kind of going through all that, but you were definitely connected in with your universe and your belief system last month. So that's good. That's why your angels here are working on you, working with you, with your earth angels, right? Your medical team, your family members supporting you, your friends, right? Your support network. Okay, so let's look ahead to July. So let's see the progress. So we know that you are still in the healing motion here, still going through it. So let's jump into July, just kind of seeing where they want me to start here. I'm drawn into this top corner first. And there's this sense of, well, with both these charms, they're pushing you to take control here. And maybe it's because June you kind of sat back and kind of gave all of it to the universe. We can't give 100% up to the angels. They'll help us, but we need to, put in our 2%, our 1%, whatever is asked of us. I do feel like it's probably that little of you because of the energy drain here. So you probably only have to put in like 5% of the effort, and the angels have the 95%, the medicine, the treatment here, is playing its role as well. But I feel like you're just kind of letting chaos kind of unfold. You're just letting things pass as they are. Not much control here. And then we have the stop sign here from the angels. My paw print is sort of the stop sign. And there's something you're definitely doing, because I saw my flower here in the intro. If you were with me in the intro, I talked about a recurring decision, a bad behavior. You're doing something knowingly that you're doing it, and it's the arrows through the heart here is it's like counteracting the effect here of the healing. So example of this, if it's a physical ailment, you might be, if doctors ordered you to give up drinking 3 cups of coffee a day, they want you to be down to enjoying 3 cups of coffee a week, but you're not doing it. You're still making that decision. You're still giving into that habitual behavior. It is a struggle, but there's this counter effect that's happening here, right? You have the healing, you have the heart, so you have the angels healing and your physical healing, your earth angels healing, your treatment, and then the arrows going through it, and they're pointing right at it. Stop this, right? The arrow. Stop doing this. So please follow doctor's orders. If you know that you're doing something you shouldn't, it is hard to give something up, but health is always a good, strong motivator to kind of give something up. It is something you love. It's made with love. So like I said, it's a habitual behavior at this point. It might be something you don't even realize you're doing, but you're not supposed to be doing it. The flower here, you're very much aware of what you're not supposed to be doing here. So please, in July, otherwise you're kind of off. You're countering the effects here of your healing. It's like that saying, one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. Every time you write the scale in positive, you're dropping another bag on the other side for some reason. Okay. So they're really drawing me into the scene here of the ringing of the bell, and how ringing of the bell kind of calls everybody in here, right? Like the dinner bell on the farm, so everybody out in the field can hear it, right? That's why they rang it. So maybe there's some widespread news. Or there's news you receive, as they're showing me the kind of birds up here whispering in the ear, right? The little birdie told me. So you receive news, and then you kind of ring the bell to spread that news, spread the awareness of that news that you receive. But the bulk of July here really is the resting, the healing. But they're drawing me into these 3 black cats. And for whatever reason, I'm going into the superstitious headspace where black cats are a bad omen. And you have your healing light over here, but you're not looking at it. You're kind of sitting in and resting with these kind of little devils on you, right? These little things. So in context of what you're doing that you have to give up, it's like I said, it's probably something very much doable. Like I was saying, giving up or reducing your intake of coffee. Not fully giving it up, but you have to reduce it. Maybe it's sugar. You got to adjust your diet, and it's taking you a while to give up that one favorite thing of yours that contains the sweet sugar, right? So you still have this little devil, this decision, this behavior you're doing, and it's keeping you from the full healing energy over here. So some news and some focus on healing. Continued focus on healing. Okay. Just kind of kickstarting that. Let's see. I'm going to head down here because my Vespa, my scooter, is also a symbol of incoming news, receiving something. There's speed to this, there's quickness. So a strong emphasis that this pretty much is confirmed to be something that happens this month. Very, very high likelihood of this receipt of news. It was with the compass. So the news might feel like it came out of nowhere. So unexpected. So this might be something unexpected happened that I saw in June, but we didn't see it here. So maybe for whatever reason it was delayed and pushed into July in your timeline. Maybe the sort of the delayed healing that we were seeing here. But I feel like it's kind of coming out of nowhere here. This news. I'm just pausing because the French fries here are like people, connection, social gathering, and we saw that up here, the ringing of the bell. I wonder if maybe it's not you receiving the news, or if it's not you receiving the news, it is you sending out the news, but it's going to feel like it's coming out of nowhere. Maybe no, they're correcting me. This feels like people reaching out, maybe, people you haven't heard from, maybe a relative that lives on the other side of the country, other coast, another state, wherever you may be. They're kind of showing up here, or you're receiving a hello out of nowhere from them. It's that kind of energy here. You know, the incoming news kind of out of nowhere, out of a source you don't expect, but it's out of your friend network, your family network here, sort of your close network. And then in your home space, your home environment for the month, wow, I can't even pick this up. So I don't think you're leaving it much. So if anything, maybe it's people coming to you. You know, the curtains are being pulled back here, or being closed actually. Maybe you're not inviting. Maybe you're not opening your doors to anybody. That's interesting. So you have incoming news, but then you're not really inviting anybody in at this time in July. And there's making peace. There's forgiveness here. There's support and recovery. So you have a little helper here that's making your healing easier to do. You know, they're very much a strong supporter for you through this. You know, either your emotional support system or some physical support system. But you know, they have nothing but kindness and gentleness for you here in your home. But this is support and recovery, forgiveness, kindness in the month. Okay. So we have the oracle here. You know, she kind of looks ahead, right? And then her owls carry off the news. So we have that information again. I don't know if you know, you have an older person in your family network that you have not heard from in a while, or heard about. You know, maybe the family's going to update you on who they are, but they're kind of drawing me into this older kind of matriarch, patriarch, kind of older member ancestor of the family here. And it is the wisdom here, sort of the source of the news, maybe. You know, maybe that's the news that you don't expect. You know, it either comes through her from someone else, right? This owl kind of delivered, and then she's passing on that information. So maybe it's an unlikely source for you to receive the information from, because you don't hear from her often, or him often, maybe, this family member. Now I do cover up, obviously, for not only YouTube rules, but just to be conscious. But it's bandaged on the chest, right? On the throat chest area here. She's still wrapped up, right? She's healing. And they're drawing me into the heat. So I don't know if heat is a factor, or a sensation, a symptom, or if heat is related to that negative habit or behavior. Again, kind of going back to that hot coffee analogy I've been using. And it's like behind you here, right? The devil tails behind the chair, the fire's behind the chair. So this push to focus on the healing and put this behind you. You know, maybe this person did it, and they have a tip or trick on how they did it. And maybe that's the unlikely news or the unexpected news. You know, they hear about the healing you're going through, and they reach out to talk to you about it and share their experience. It could be that, because we do have the sharing, right? The support, the sense of peace. Okay. I'm going to come across. I'm going to head up here. We have sense of distance here. I don't know if that's tied to help further elaborate who this person is, or the distance this news is traveling. With my Sydney house here, with me being based in Canada, this is distance for me, so significant distance, or just a period of silence. You know, if it was not a relative or someone you've spoken to in a long time, and all of a sudden you're hearing from them or about them. So sort of a break in silence, or a closing in of distance here. there is still the ongoing work here on sort of loving yourself. This is your self-esteem charm, self-confidence, a sense of balance. Maybe your heart, what's in your heart and your thoughts are kind of battling here. Maybe that's why it's difficult for you to crack this recurring habit here, sort of acknowledging you working on the balance of that. And we have it again here with the love and peace. This is the, what we're wishing and reality is not the same. It's not similar. It's not matching up. Expectations versus reality. I guess I'm trying to get to the right words here. So there's a sense of expectations not matching reality here in July. And then this is the emotions again. This is envy, jealousy, kind of working through that. We have the butterfly angel here, angel from heaven, your guardian angel, your support system, your loved ones that have crossed over, kind of helping you work through guilt, envy, jealousy, self-righteousness, or could even be depression, self-critical thinking, kind of all that poor kind of emotional mindset, and working you through that. Yeah, look how connected you are right now. We saw that here in June, sort of the wishing, right? The praying, the wishing, the hoping. I need to see the future here. Deep wish to see the future. What's going to happen? Which I could see that if you've been in this prolonged period of recovery, health and emotional health recovery. Everything the rain picked up again just now. This makes me feel like a shower head. He's sitting on a pool of water here. So I don't know if there's been also a significant amount of tears through the recovery, even just emotional, right? Because there's a lot of wishing, hoping, praying here. All your loved ones are here and they're listening. We saw that on the shoe. But look where he's looking again. He's looking at this bad habit down here, right? The snake, right? The temptation. That's what the snake was representing in our ancient stories, right? The sort of devil on the shoulder, the influencer. I'm just trying to see if there's an external person, but I think it's internal, because we have the very much the internal charms here. All three of these, as I was putting them down, were all internal. So I think this is more of like close the distance here. The hopes and prayers and wishes have been heard, but you got to close the distance. I think in the intro, when I was talking about June, I was saying how the angels will do 90% with the real everyday kind of medication and health support you get here. We'll do like the 90% of the work, but you got to put in the 2% or the 10% here. So they really want you to close the distance. Let's close the distance on the healing that's raining down on you by getting rid of this one negative influence. It's just one thing. One snake here, one decision, one thing that just seems to have control over you. This habit, this behavior, this person that's influencing you. But I do think it's a mind over heart, mind over matter, mindset situation here for you to conquer this. Just to close out the messages for July. So we have a milestone. So July is going to be a pretty milestone period for you. They are pulling me down to day here. So there may be a significant day in July where you receive this news, the scroll. We have the news. So you may already have a day in mind that you're expecting to hear back about something. Could be a test result or an application, an a negotiation, wherever it might be. It could just be a report, you know, your portfolio, but there seems to be a very a significant or key day in the month of July. So any day between the 1st and the 31st, there's a key day this month. But I do still see sort of immobility here, but this is also just relaxing, right? Healing, relaxing, taking it easy. Don't push yourself, kind of all that messaging with the focus on the heart. So again, draw me back into that chest space. You're not fully healed. You might feel better, but look, there's that little hole, right? So there's still that little piece that didn't fill in that you thought. So you're not fully healed here. Sort of that heart space is impacted. And then right away, I'm drawn into the fortification here, the stones, the castle, the home space again, the circus tent that we had here. I truly feel like you will be at home, so socialization will take place at your home, right? We had the curtain opening here, so we have the taking it easy, resting. But maybe this milestone day is what this celebration is, right? Maybe you have a key date that you're hosting a barbecue. You know, maybe you're setting off fireworks. There's a lot of kind of pow pow. Maybe there's a celebration that it's definitely got to be you hosting, because you're not going out anywhere. People are coming to you. Like I said, so maybe you're expecting a visitor, right? A visitor or visitors. Maybe you're expecting some relatives to come stay with you. So that could be the milestone day or date that is going to help you here with the relaxing and recovering. Maybe you have somebody coming to stay with you while you relax and recover, right? To help you take it easier, better, to help you with kicking the bad habit here. So let's connect in next month, and we'll check in again to see if how the energy drain is going. But it looks like if you can just overcome this one decision, this one recurring habit that you're doing, you know, remove the arrow from the 2 hearts and just let the healing happen here. It's almost like you have a chance here to kind of write your course, right? You're on the boat. So are you going to continue to hang out with your snake, or are you going to allow yourself to sail away guided by the moon and the sun, right? So let's check in next month and see how you're doing.